So here, a spark in a world, of privilege, right? The story of Narayan Krishnan in the gleaming, perfumed, kitchens here of a five-star hotel, right? Amidst the clatter of polished, polished pans, and here the aroma of fine, European, sauces, right? Here Narayanan, Krishnan here stood at the threshold of global fame, right? A young, passionate, chef from Madurai, with a lightning in his hands and fire in his heart, right? He wasn't just cooking food, he was here crafting dreams, right, on plates, trained in hot, cuisine, and obviously, courted by international employers, right? Here Narayanan, had just received the golden ticket that many in the culinary right world lost for prestigious positions in Switzerland, right? So it was everything, he had worked for wealth, acclaim, a future, bathed in the glittering light, of success, right? So but deep inside, a silent here, a rest, tired, feeling he couldn't, quite name, earning that, whispered here there was something, more meaningful beyond the glossary, quarter tops and gourmet presentation, that whisper would soon become a roar, right? So here the moment, that changed everything, right? In 2002, during a brief visit, to his hometown, of Madurai, right? Everything changed. It wasn't a thunderstorm of a grand vision, from the heavens, it was a sight that, that would humble even the most, hardened heart. An old man beneath a bridge, obviously famished and fail. Here, eating his own human waste, obviously a desperate act, driven by crushing hunger and obviously abundant, right? So Narayanan was shattered, right? So the image here, shared itself into his mind. Grotesque, reflections of societal, neglect mirrors, right, held up humanity's, failure to care. In that, scrutinizing moment of helplessness and horror, right? Here something inside him broke and something far more powerful was just born, right? So with tears in his, eyes, and a storm of, and a storm in his soul, Narayanan made observations, that would stun his peers and obviously confuse his family, right? So he, turned down the Switzerland job, offers and gave up the glamorous life that awaited him, So here instead, he embraced a vision of love, compassion, and obviously a sacrifice. At the birth of a new purpose, Akshay Trust, right here in 2003, right?